Hey there Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. Okay, so in today's video we are going to be taking a look at the moods, safety and emotional well-being of those of you who have moon located within the 6th house within your natal birth chart, but also for those of you who have the sign of Cancer ruling the 6th house within your natal birth chart as well. However, before we do get started, make sure that you give this video a like if you like it today. Also make sure to subscribe if you have not already and to click that little bell icon in order to keep yourself updated with further content from myself. And one more quick thing to mention, if you would like to know more information all about your moon sign, your moon house, along with your Cancer house and your 4th house within your birth chart, then I have created a Cancer season/archetype ebook. So what I am going to do is I'm going to provide a link to that ebook in the description box below so that you can pick up your copy today if you would like. Okay, so with all those introductions out of the way, moon in the 6th house and Cancer ruling the 6th house individuals, let's do this. Okay, so if you have moon in the 6th house or the sign of Cancer ruling the 6th house, then what this suggests is that your moods play a huge role when it comes to how you attend your day-to-day routines and schedules. And there's certainly an emotional toll that your day-to-day duties and responsibilities have on you. So if you're feeling gloomy or sluggish, then the dishes might pile up, or you might put off that project that you've been working on. Or maybe it can go the other way, where you overcommit yourself and then you end up stressed and overwhelmed by all the things that you need to do. In fact, there may be a level of need when it comes to your daily tasks, where it's like, I need to do this, or I need to do that. But if the things you feel you need to complete aren't completed, or if they're not completed to the level of your expectations, then you might be sent over the edge as you start imploding in on yourself as you feel all types of emotions. You might also become fearful as you question your potential. See, it's you who feels so much sensitivity within an area that's all about schedules and performance and work. So you might be quite sensitive when it comes to your line of work, or you might be quite sensitive to the feedback that you receive from your employer or from other employees when it comes to your work performance. Therefore, if at any time you don't feel like you're doing enough or like you can't keep up with different tasks, it might become just all too much for you at times. Though, having said that, when you feel in higher spirits where it's like, yes, I've got this, you can deliver some amazing results. Maybe for you it feels comforting and settling to know that your daily life is under control. Maybe that's something that you emotionally crave because you feel much more secure and much more grounded, not only in your day-to-day surroundings but in your physical body as well. So you might have daily rituals that you like to perform, or you might seek employment that's familiar, predictable, or you might prefer following a diet that's pretty on par with the diet that you followed growing up. Either that, or you're very much in tune with which foods impact your body in either a negative or a positive way. Which, following on from this point, maybe your family or your mother played a large role in shaping how you approach the working life. Perhaps your mother was hardworking as she worked as a healthcare professional, or within a working atmosphere that was service and support focused, or maybe you were given plenty of duties as a child that were assigned to you by your parents to complete, or maybe your family overall taught you about the importance of job security, and so they influenced your work choices and your work decisions. You might be someone with these placements who quite literally has worked alongside your family, or you might be someone who seeks after employment where you and your co-workers feel like family, like a solid team who is really there to support one another. You yourself, you're probably like this, moon in the 6th house, Cancer ruling the 6th house individuals, someone who is very supportive, a very, very supportive team player amongst your co-workers, someone who takes on a mother-like role as you care for the colleagues that you work with, as you attend to their needs. And this can also make you well received, well liked by those you work with as well. But if you do not, this is the thing, right? If you do not get on very well with those you work with, including your manager or your boss, then things can become quite difficult. So this could be a certain dispute within the workplace that overwhelms you, or this could be your caring nature being rejected by those who you are simply trying to help. See, on one hand, you might yearn for close bonding relationships with your coworkers, but on the other hand, there can be a clingy, smothering approach as well, where you might have the tendency of coming on too strong, or you may also run the risk of becoming far too emotionally invested in your working relationships. And the same thing could also be said when it comes to the work that you do itself, where you need to emotionally connect with the line of work you do. Either way, there seems to be a theme here of you becoming emotionally tangled up in work-related matters. So you might bring work matters home with you as you find events that happened really difficult to shake, or you might bring daily life matters into work with you as your daily affairs, they get in the way of your work performance and your ability to focus. So perhaps when it comes to your emotional well-being, it would be a beneficial thing to get these things in order a little bit, such as you making distinctive differences between what is work-related, so what is a work-related issue versus what is a home, more daily affair-related issue. Though, to be fair, it's a lot easier said than done, right? Because ultimately it is you who can really get caught up in everything that you've got going on, which is probably why you do need some sort of routine to help keep you centered, to help keep you grounded. You need some practicality to ensure that your day-to-day life runs smoothly. The type of routine that's dependable. That way, you're going to feel much more safe and secure from what is known and what is familiar to you. But as we all know, emotions can be highly unpredictable, and also just life can be unpredictable. And when it comes to moon in the 6th house, Cancer ruling the 6th house individuals, things, they may tend to fluctuate and change here. So there might be times throughout the day whenever you're just irritated, okay? Next thing you know, you're moving on to something that wasn't even on the agenda. Or maybe there's times whenever you feel quite poorly, slightly sick, and then you're just like, you know what, I can't be bothered anymore. I don't want to do this. Though still, it may be a useful thing for you to assess how well your emotions regulate on a day-to-day basis, okay? And what are the things in your life that are causing you potential stress and angst? So maybe if you're someone with challenging aspects to the moon here, you can easily become stressed out by work or by everyday life, or maybe you actually do suffer from certain health conditions like emotional imbalances or a type of mental health issue. Maybe quite possibly you're someone who has struggled with eating, which can certainly have an impact on your emotional and your mental health, or vice versa. So yeah, there may be some serious health implications to consider that you may suffer from here. And there may also be just worry, I suppose you could say, when it comes to health overall, as you become just emotionally charged. But whether the moon has more difficult aspects or more harmonious aspects, it's still your emotions that are playing a large role when it comes to how you approach the day-to-day, when it comes to how you approach work and service. Perhaps your mother even struggled with severe health implications whilst you were growing up, which were then maybe passed on to you. Or maybe you're someone who seeks to help others with health implications themselves, particularly females, seeing as this is the moon here. So maybe you go on to work with a caregiver, work within a caregiving field that's health related, or maybe you go on to support animals who are in need. Speaking of animals, you're probably very protective of them, especially of any pets that you own. And if you do own a pet, you're most likely going to show that pet plenty of love and support and care. You're going to strongly nurture your pets and make sure that they have all they need. Though interestingly enough, according to Howard Saspertaz, apparently unresolved mother issues, they may be projected onto your dog or your cat. And I find this theory to be quite interesting because it suggests that the love or the lack of love that you received from your mother is being played out through the relationship that you have with your pet. So is it that the same could be said when it comes to your coworkers, as mentioned earlier? That's something to think about. But essentially, there's a need to protect and to support by helping others and by being of service to others. So you might enter into a line of work that involves support work, or that involves hospitality, or you might work in a caring type of facility or somewhere that involves domestic skills, or you might be someone who supports others by helping them through analytical means, such as giving them practical advice, or by showing others how they can do something in a way that's really useful and helpful. Basically, you're most likely somebody who was either raised to serve others or who grows up serving others due to the lack of feeling supported yourself, or just possibly because you may have actually been fully supported, but you still go on to support others as well. And you might also gravitate to the likes of nutrition as you become emotionally invested in your health and how you eat. And you might also seek to support others with the same as well. The same thing could also be said when it comes to fitness. So you might follow a very, very specific diet that helps regulate your emotions. Or you might be somebody who follows a very, very precise fitness regime that gets you out of your head and into your body. Perhaps for you, it's a very important part of your day or a very important part of your week to schedule in fitness, because without it, you can feel restless and really very moody. Though to be fair, there may be times whenever you become quite low where you just much rather not exercise, and instead you pig out on the sofa eating your favorite junk food that comforts you. Maybe these sessions are what you really need sometimes, especially whenever you're feeling stressed out. Though just be cautious of making these sessions a habitual thing that you find difficult to shake. So instead of turning to addictive behaviors when stressed that can quite frankly turn your health into crap, try being aware of the fact that you might be stressed and then make a healthy, conscious decision on what to do next in order to help yourself. Though let's also remember that the moon, it does represent the unconscious in astrology, and so in the case of moon in the 6th house or Cancer in the 6th house, there might be some unhealthy and healthy habits that you take part in without realizing it, and it's these same habitual patterns that can be tricky to change. Perhaps the difficulty can really differ depending on the sign and then aspects as well, but creating new habits, they may be a bit of a difficult thing. So in your case, maybe it would be a beneficial thing to assess the types of daily habits that you perform, such as your working habits, eating habits, sleeping habits, time management habits, fitness, health, and of course the ever so important self-care habits. So do you take time to switch off, or do you worry a lot about work a lot? Do you get outside at least once a day, or do you seclude yourself from others for long periods of time? Do you eat enough, or do you forget to eat because you were preoccupied with other things? All these types of questions fall under the umbrella of the 6th house. So the last thing that I just want to mention is really to do with how well you are at aiding other people's emotions through your acts of service. Now, I did already touch on this, but I wanted to bring it up again because what often might happen for those of you with these placements is that work can feel unsettling due to your support being needed elsewhere. See, whilst there is a craving for security and safety within a line of work, there might also be situations outside of work that disrupt this security and this safety. So this could be you leaving work early to help a family member at home, or this could be a family member feeling sick and then you attending to their needs. Or this could quite literally be you falling sick yourself and then having to take time off. But whatever the case, there may be some uncontrollable circumstances that call your support and for your care and for your support. And to be honest, this might be something that you've become accustomed to ever since you were a child. Maybe these things are very, very frustrating, especially given that you're seeking after that security as mentioned. But it goes without saying that you are some of the most kind, decent, caring and supportive people out there, because the moment that your loved ones do need you, you are there. Moon in the 6th house, Cancer ruling the 6th house individuals. But anyway, so that is me then. That concludes my video on the moods and safety and emotional well-being of those of you who have Moon in the 6th house or the sign of Cancer ruling the 6th house within your birth chart. Now, if you do happen to have any of these placements, then definitely let us know what you thought of the video in the comment section down below. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And of course, if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then make sure that you click that subscribe button and give this video a like, remember. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye!